Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the Camp Chef portable oven. Been using it here at Fallen Leaf Campground for, oh, I don't know, a good month now. And not continuously, but off and on. And I used it previously in Arizona. I've been able to bake everything from pizzas to biscuits to some meat. I haven't done a lot of extensive baking. I just haven't had the time. But some things I've noticed about this oven, I'll tell you about it in a second here. So some of the things I've discovered about the oven that might not be so obvious. It's kind of obvious, but might not be so obvious to the common person. First off, if you're cooking in colder temperatures, I'd say under 50 degrees, it's really going to be difficult to get the higher temperatures that you want for baking or cooking certain things like 400, 450. 350 is okay, 375, you can do it. Takes a long time to warm up. Um, some things I've noticed about it, and I'll show you in a minute. Well, I'm not going to really show you how it's working because I don't have the oven on right now, but just kind of just giving some pointers, some things that I have discovered about it. Uh, Ultimately, it's a great product. I don't have any complaints about the product itself, really. A few things have happened with it that probably shouldn't be. I'll go over those in a minute. But one of the key issues being an oven, it should have an accurate thermostat or temperature gauge. On this thermometer, and it varies with the temperatures outside, but I really see it being about 50 degrees off. So it reads 50 degrees hotter than it really is. So if you're trying to maintain 350 using that gauge, you're only going to be doing about 300. And I'm sure it varies by oven, but I've looked and looked and looked here locally in South Lake Tahoe for an oven thermometer, have not been able to find one yet. So I can't take any accurate measurements, but that's kind of what I've discovered on it. Let me show you a few things about it. Okay, so as I was saying, here's the temperature gauge. I don't have the oven on right now, so it's reading 0, of course. Um, so you just have to kind of, if you have an oven thermometer, then just adjust it accordingly. Again, in cold temperatures, it's going to be hard to maintain temperatures that you want to cook at. Um, Lighting it, it pretty much lights every time. Sometimes I have to remove this tray. They say remove the tray to get it to light, and that's only to give it more air. Most times I don't have a problem with it. I just turn this to whatever position. I make sure I can look in the hole and see where the burners are, and once it lights, I just hold it in. If it doesn't light, turn it off, let it air out a minute, blow it out, whatever you need to do. Try it again. It does take a little time from the time that you turn on your gas, if your line is completely bled free, to get gas into the lines on the oven. Burners I love. I think they said these are 18,000 BTU burners. I don't know for sure. All the specs on the camp oven you can find by going to Amazon or even just Camp Chef themselves. Um, I wish these are adjustable, but I wish it closed a little tighter. The wind does kind of wreak havoc. So some of the bad things, I've been opening this up and finding what looked to be hinge pins loose in here. And I looked all over on this thing and I could not figure out where they were coming from. Or at least I couldn't. And then, I don't know if you can see them. I'm not going to open the whole thing. So these pins are in place. You see the pins in there at the top. Should be a hinge pin in there. There is. If you look down at the bottom, if you can see it, the hinge pin is missing. So that's what happened, is the hinge pins fell out over time. That was just closed up, rattling away. So that's when they fell out. The other thing, I mean, this is a real nice oven. It's kind of looks like stainless steel and black, and I will tell you, the birds love this thing. They love to come here and peck because they think there's another bird. But one of the things, they kind of took a shortcut, in my opinion. They put regular steel magnets on here to keep it closed, and now you can see it starting to rust. Um, That's probably the only flaw that I can find with it. Um, those aren't really rusting. Those handles on the end. This has been out to the weather. Maybe it's not designed to sit out in the weather, but that's what I've discovered. But all in all, I really like it. Again, your performance is going to be better in warmer temperatures, or obviously using it outside. But that's kind of my take on it. I haven't done a lot of testing on the oven, but I hear they take like a 9 by 13 pan. I've cooked, like I said, biscuits. I've cooked some frozen pizzas. I've cooked some thin pork chops in it, and it's done quite well. You just have to mind the temperature. So I hope that helps somebody out there if you're considering one of these ovens. I would definitely buy one of these ovens versus the other brand that looks similar to it. Everything I hear about the other brand, and it's just really, really made lousily, if that's such a word. Not as good quality as this. So again, I hope that helps you out. And as I always say, take care of each other. And how did I do that? Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.